let's talk about what bidding strategies are available in Google Ads, how they work, and how you can make them work for you. So let's start with why this even matters. Why are there different options? Bidding strategies, if you make this very simple, are the instructions you give to Google for how you should deploy your budget. That's it. It just tells you, Google, what's important to you and how you want Google to allocate the investment available based on the goals that you've set. It's no different than the instructions you give to a financial planner where you say, here is my money. I want you to invest it conservatively. I want you to invest it for outsized returns. I want you to balance risk and return. I want you to generate tax advantaged returns. I don't care about taxes, right? All of those things in the financial world, the same thing happens in Google Ads, just on a different terminology. So let's get into it. If you were to plot all the bid strategies available on an axis with control and relevance to the user, just a hypothetical, what you're going to see here is the bid strategies available to you. Number one, manual cost per click, very generic because the same bid applies to everyone searching for the keyword regardless of anything else about that person, but it gives you a lot of control. You can pick exactly how much the maximum is for each time that keyword is triggered. It's pretty handy. And if you go over here, our now deprecated cousin, eCPC, if you still have access to this, you're lucky. This is basically manual cost per click with some smart bidding and some user level knowledge included, so Google can raise your bids and lower them. Right, and then going down here to less control but more generic is target impression share. This is where you tell Google, I just want to get to on the page, to the top of the page, at the very top of the page, a certain percentage of time, and don't spend more than this amount. Doesn't tell Google anything about the people that you're looking for, doesn't tell Google anything about the desired result of getting to the top of the page, just says, get me on or get me to the top or get me to the very top of the page. So very generic, right? Moving into the middle, we have max clicks. So this does give you some control in that you are able to say what you're solving for versus just appearing and showing up. And it does include some user level signals, basically to tell who's more likely to click. Helpful for getting accounts started, very likely to spend your budget, less likely to actually get you what you want. And that brings us down here into the happy zone where we have target ROAS and target CPA, where ironically enough, target ROAS is actually probably about as relevant, maybe a little bit more, a little bit less, depending on how you view this, but it actually does give you a little bit more control and it's a little bit faster moving. So a change to target ROAS will have immediate impacts within a couple hours, if not less, on how the campaign is bidding. It is the most nimble and the most responsive. Target CPA is a little bit slower, but it is a little bit more generic because unlike target ROAS, target CPA only optimizes for, treats all conversions equally. Target ROAS, you can use this for leads with different values and it'll optimize a little bit differently. So you get a little bit more control on the ROAS because of how it optimizes, a little bit less on target CPA. So each one of these is good, right? Each one of these has a use. The trick is understanding which one to use and how to manage them. So if you have a goal to show up on the page, target impression share. If you're in a highly competitive industry with sky-high CPCs, or you're doing a branded campaign, Manual CPC is a great option for you. If you're just starting out, max clicks. If you have conversions, depending on how many you have and the values you have, or if you have values associated, target ROAS or target CPA. These are probably the most likely to solve for your business goals, but you need data for these to work. So sometimes you end up going from manual to target ROAS or max clicks to target ROAS or target CPA. Again, there's no magic here. The magic is in understanding what the strategy does and how you can make it work for you. So let's talk about those rules, right? Number one, you want about 30 conversions for any smart strategy to optimize. 30 conversions per 30 days, one a day. Number two, whenever you make changes to a campaign using an automated strategy, you will have some learning for 7 to 14 days before everything really truly stabilizes. That means that if you're going to make changes, bulk them together and make one update once a week rather than 7 changes, one each day, right? So if you had 7 changes you need to make the account, instead of doing one change on Monday and one on Tuesday and one on Wednesday, bulk all those changes together, make it on Friday or make it on Monday, and then leave it alone for a bit so that it can get through this period. 3, make sure you're adding audience and business data. So you can add audiences as observe. You should do that. Anything that is not in the view of smart bidding is not considered. So add audiences as observe. Pass back smart business data. Append your conversions with offline or enhanced conversions. Do as much as you can to give Google as much and as high quality data as possible. And the last one is the most important: avoid the knee-jerk reactions. Any automated strategy, which are really these two plus the max clicks a little bit, are like a barge. You cannot steer a barge like a speedboat. It will not work. You will only succeed in burning fuel. In the equivalent here, the only thing you're going to succeed in doing is wasting budget. So avoid the knee-jerk reactions. Make sure you have the learning. Make sure you have enough conversions. Because when all of this happens, what these strategies fundamentally do is they set a bid, they evaluate the quality score, right? This is what gives you ad rank. And then it looks at the context. That means the user, the device, the location, what they've done similarly, their other behaviors, and their history. And it uses all of this to predict the expected return on ad spend or the expected cost for an acquisition. And it uses that prediction to ultimately settle on a bid so that you are getting the result that you want. All of this only happens if the data is stable and if it can actually make those predictions confidently. So, as you think about bidding strategies, remember these rules. Remember that you don't have to be on all TCPA or all Target ROAS. You can run a brand campaign on Manual. You can run a prospecting or a non-branded campaign on Target CPA or Target ROAS. And you can have a campaign that you're introducing or a new markets campaign in Max Clicks, all in the same account. And that can actually be a really good setup. There is nothing that says that everything has to be on the same bidding strategy. There is nothing that says that using one of these strategies is wrong. It just needs to be aligned to the goals that you have for the account. I hope that's helpful, and we will come back next week and talk more about Google Ads.